crazy monsters, magical powers, and wild action sequences, Netflix is hiding some awesome fantasy gems. I've spent hours scouring Netflix to find awesome fantasy movies filled with mind-bending twists and humor that'll make you laugh out loud. I can bet you haven't seen all the movies on this list, and if you have, then you're no ordinary fan. You're the ultimate fantasy movie buff. So without further ado, let's dive into the countdown. First up, we've got a total popcorn flick called Monster Run. It's the kind of movie you throw on when you just need a break, you know? Crazy monsters, tons of action, it's that type of thing. Imagine a girl who can totally see monsters just hanging out in the real world, like no big deal. Then she meets this legit monster hunter, and boom, suddenly, things get weirder. They end up on this totally unexpected adventure, and you'll find yourself cheering for them, even when they do something completely ridiculous. It's pure fun, a little bit wild, just the perfect way to let loose and laugh out loud. If you know a killer fantasy movie that I've missed and you highly recommend it, then please share it in the comments below. Let's find out who can name the coolest fantasy movie out there. Now, if you're ready for something with awesome world building and characters that really stick with you, Fullmetal Alchemist is where it's at. Based on the super popular manga and anime, it's way more than your typical fantasy story. We follow two brothers, Edward and Alphonse, whose lives get completely turned upside down, like seriously messed up after a magical experiment goes horribly wrong. Their quest to try and fix things takes them through a world you just won't believe. Think crazy creatures, political intrigue, intense battles, and this incredible magic system called alchemy. You're seriously going to fall in love with these guys and feel every win and every heartbreak alongside them. Now, for those who like their fantasy with a bit more darkness and drama, you absolutely need to check out Vampire Academy. Forget those sparkly vampires. This is high society with fangs, backstabbing, and fancy parties, but also scary as hell creatures called Strigoi lurking about. We follow Rose, a total badass bodyguard in training who do anything for her bestie Lissa, a royal vampire princess. It's got vampire school drama, rivalries, forbidden romance, all the good juicy stuff, plus some awesome action when the Strigoi get involved. Alright, if you want something even darker, then go for Legion. This movie seriously plunges you straight into an apocalyptic battle where angels are the bad guys. We're dropped into this dusty old diner, where a random group of people has to protect a pregnant waitress who holds some crazy important destiny. They're humanity's last hope against these angels who want to destroy everything. It has tense battles, a creepy supernatural vibe, and a bunch of questions about faith and good versus evil. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. If you love the mix of creepy thrills and fantasy adventure in those last few movies, you definitely need to check out Nightbooks. This one has a spooky haunted house vibe with a touch of playful humor. It's about Alex, a kid obsessed with scary tales, and his worst nightmare comes true when he's trapped by a wicked witch in her magical apartment. But there's a twist. To stay alive, Alex has to write a new scary story every single night. It's a clever movie with just enough jump scares to keep you on edge, and the visuals are seriously cool, perfect for Halloween or any day you're craving a spooky escape with a surprisingly heartwarming ending. Now, if you're in the mood for something completely different, then my next pick is the mind-bending fun of Super Me. It's a Chinese fantasy film with a totally unique twist. The movie follows a struggling screenwriter who gains the ability to pull treasures from his dreams. Suddenly he's swimming in cash, and everything seems to be going his way. But as you can probably guess, things take a wild turn as this newfound power attracts some seriously dangerous attention. It's an adventure ride filled with wild action sequences, mind-bending dream sequences, and a dash of humor to keep things interesting. My next pick is a newly released movie. It offers a really cool, modern twist on a classic fairy tale. Now, I know some people might disagree with this movie being on my list, but hey, like I said before, this list has hidden gems, great classics, and even some newer releases, so feel free to skip this one if you want. The thing is, this movie was really overhyped. It just got way too popular, and honestly, it couldn't live up to all those expectations. That's probably why some people ended up disliking it. The plot itself isn't super surprising, but Millie Bobby Brown's performance is awesome. If you haven't seen it yet, try to ignore all the hype and just watch it like a regular fantasy movie, not some mind-blowing thing. Damsel is a fun, action-packed twist on the whole damsel in distress story. Perfect if you love a familiar fantasy idea with a whole lot of girl power. Now buckle up for a unique fantasy twist, Imagine orcs, elves, fairies, and all sorts of mythical creatures living alongside humans in our modern world. This movie takes that concept and throws it into a high-octane cop drama. Will Smith plays a seasoned LAPD officer who's forced to partner up with the first-ever orc cop. Think Men in Black meets fantasy brawl. Expect intense shootouts, a mysterious magical conspiracy, and some surprisingly thought-provoking moments about prejudice and redemption. My next movie pick is like taking a trip back in time. Think of it as a nostalgic adventure. If you enjoyed reading the Goosebumps books when you were younger, get ready for the movie adaptation. It brings all the spooky thrills from R.L. Stine's beloved stories, sprinkled with humor and a delightful dose of 90s vibes. A teenager accidentally releases the monsters from R.L. Stine's books, and it's up to him, his new friends, and the author himself to get them back into the pages and save their town. If you're looking for a film that's entertaining without being too scary, Goosebumps hits the mark. It's got action, laughs, and a touch of nostalgia for those who grew up reading the books. If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. Seriously, 98% of viewers just watch and leave. Don't make me beg. And finally, topping our list is a whimsical adventure that takes you into the world of dreams. This movie is pure imagination come to life. Stunning visuals, heartwarming moments, and a journey that will make you believe in the power of dreams. It's the story of Nemo, a young girl whose ordinary life is turned upside down when she discovers a secret map to the dream world. There she teams up with a lovable outlaw to explore fantastical worlds and escape dangerous nightmares. Slumberland is the perfect movie to leave you feeling inspired and amazed. So these are the 10 best fantasy movies that you can enjoy on Netflix. I hope you enjoyed this video and found some new movies to watch.